Guys, I'm not saying that July has been the worst ever month on record for game releases, but my oath, I have been so fucking bored this last 3 weeks. I've played probably 20 different types of game in the last 3 weeks, desperately trying to find anything, a slither of goodness in games. And I have found a couple that I have brought you, indie games, but there are no games being released. There's loads of games being released, but there is no big games being released. I mean, I've checked all of my fellow reviewers. They're not even doing reviews. They just I'm not doing anything. I mean, half the YouTube channel reviewers are dead. There's only me pumping out content as far as reviews is concerned. It's like when the AAA industry ceases, everybody just says, right, down tools, lad, down tools. Let's just fucking sit here and twiddle with our fucking knobs until the next big game comes out. And it's like, that's lazy. Get off your fucking rectums and find some games. Only it's not that easy, as I have found out. I mean, I'm actually doing a retro review at the moment, which should be ready for next week. Hopefully, it might not be, might be. We'll have to wait and see. But it's been a desperate month. It's been a desperate month. There's been no big game releases, no really great game releases. There's been a few decent indies that have come out. I'll tell you how bad it is. My next 2 reviews are tower defense games. I mean, that's how bad it is. I mean, luckily, I actually like that genre, to just sit down when I've got nothing else to do, just sit down and build some towers and watch them just annihilate the fucking little shits as they come past. And I'm the kind of guy who imagines all the little shits as people that I don't like getting machine gunned and all that. No. But I've got 2 quickies coming up, probably later today or tomorrow. Anyway, guys, let's get on to some positive stuff, because next week there are 2 games releasing that I am excited to play, that I'm really looking forward to, that I'm hopefully going to give the big juicy green thumb up to and just play the shit out of it. First of all, we have an add-on for Arma 3, which I do like, and this is called... one sec. Arma 3 Contact. Now, Contact is an add-on for Arma 3. It's a 20 notes add-on. It's not a cheap add-on, but it looks freaking awesome. Aliens, guys. Aliens have landed. And it just looks really good. I'll be giving you a full-on review of this probably next weekend. I think this releases on... Well, actually, it releases on the 25th of July. Hopefully I'll be getting a review code. If not, then I'll just get it with the rest of you guys and I'll review it a couple of days later. I'm just a big fan of these type of games. I mean, I loved Operation Flashpoint. I liked Arma. I did a review on Arma 3. I enjoyed the game and I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great. It's only single player though, which is a bit of a shame, because obviously Arma 3 isn't single player. But I can still enjoy single player games. I mean, we still need some really good single player games. So there's that. And secondly, we have Wolfenstein Youngblood. Now, I know it's 2 women and all that, and all people can. I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. It's first person. I'm getting kind of numb to all this bullshit that's going on today. James Bond and all that. I'm just, look. These people will learn the lesson eventually when they go bankrupt. This looks really fun. It does look really fun. Co-op Wolfenstein. I mean, I don't care if I play as a fucking penguin, as long as I've got big guns. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like a realistic war game. It's not like Battlefield where it should be as realistic as possible. I mean, Wolfenstein's just bollocks at the end of the day. It was kind of good at the beginning with Return to Castle Wolfenstein, but now it's just turned into a whole load of bollocks. But it looks fun. You got some big meaty weapons and some big meaty enemies, and co-op is always fun. It's always fun. However, guys, I am concerned about this game, and I'll tell you why. It's too cheap. It's too cheap. You can get this game on the PC for like £24. That's too cheap. And if you buy the deluxe edition, you don't even need to buy 2 copies to play co-op. If you've got a friend that you're going to play it with, they can actually play it through what's called a buddy system, where they can install it if they're your friend, like they did with A Way Out. It's that. So it's too cheap. So why is it so cheap? Well, I have a theory, guys. I believe it's only going to be about 5 or 6 hours long. And I really hope I am wrong. I really hope I'm wrong and this is like 15 to 20 hours. But for this price, I doubt it. So it's kind of like a bittersweet expectations. I'm dying to play the game. It looks awesome. But I have a feeling just as I'm getting into it, it's going to end. But again, you'll get a full review of this next weekend. I'll be playing it in single player and also co-op. So if you want to wait and save your money, I'm estimating my review around about Saturday evening or Sunday. I'll also be streaming this game on Twitch, Worth a Buy on Twitch, if you want to watch that. I'll also be streaming probably Arma 3 Contact as well. So if you want to see these games played, and then you want to see the reviews, because £20 odd each, then just hang on a couple of days and I'll get my review out for these two as soon as possible. And then we kind of come into August, and then we start to get nearer September, and there's more and more bigger games getting released. I do have a dungeon crawler coming up, which is a roguelite dungeon crawler, which looks pretty decent. I'll be doing a review of that hopefully next week, and a retro review to save the day. Oh, Naval Action. Just want to end on this. Naval Action's had a huge update. I'll be revisiting Naval Action as well. That's a £30 game, which I thumbed down a few years ago, but I got a very interesting email from the developers who had a bit of a listen to my review, and I'll tell you all about that when I review that game. So that's another one on the list that needs reviewing. So I'm off to edit these two tower defense games, which I'm sure you will absolutely be excited for. See you later.